You know, when you hear the words hair loss, most think of men, but many women suffer hair loss as well. It can be a big struggle for women socially and debilitating to their self-esteem, but there are solutions and support out there. So joining me are two women who've experienced the trauma of hair loss. We have Kayla Martell, a former Miss America contestant, finalist rather, right? And Rhonda McCarthy. Thank you, ladies.
Thanks for having us.
Being here.
Thank you.
So talk to me about what you've experienced in your hair loss.
Well, I started losing my hair at the age of 11, which is not something that a lot of women can relate to, so I'm kind of one extreme of the spectrum. However, I started losing my hair in patches. It was coming out in clumps. I had no idea what was going on, and ultimately, after lots of visits with a doctor and different professionals, I was diagnosed with alopecia areata.
Okay.
And I've had it ever since then, and so I go through different periods where I have more hair and less hair. It's very cyclical, but after years and years of searching and just kind of finding my way and figuring out how I felt most comfortable, I finally found this beautiful solution of what works for me in a way to make myself feel truly beautiful and confident.
Okay, now let's just also point out you were Miss Delaware.
I was,
you were
yeah.
Finalist in Miss USA, right?
Miss America, yeah.
That didn't stop you from pursuing your pageant dreams, though.
No, I actually competed in the Miss America organization without hair at all, and they supported me greatly, but I ultimately came to the point where I realized I couldn't even wear the crown, which was the symbol of the entire organization, without hair on my head. And it just kind of shows that in our society, you know, sometimes it's not necessarily about conforming, it's about finding the way that you feel most confident and you present yourself best. And that's kind of what brought me to figuring out what worked best for me, and that led me to choosing this piece that I'm wearing right now.
Okay.
And I love it, and it goes along perfectly with the lifestyle that I have now.
Awesome. So let's talk about what some of the solutions are out there.
Okay, so first of all, we have to understand that while, yes, men are the ones that people think about most, but women are pretty devastated by it when it happens, and there's 30 million women, and that's 1 in 3. And that doesn't even account for women who lose their hair due to medical treatments like chemotherapy.
Right.
So there's a lot of women out there, most of them like me, with alopecia, androgenetic alopecia, which is very similar to the same reason men lose their hair, but we lose it differently. We kind of lose it all over when we start to lose, and our hair begins to thin. And so we don't have that volume and that look that we're looking for. So there's a lot of different treatments out there. The biggest advice that I can give, and I've been doing this now in this industry for 30 years, and what I've seen is heartbreak with women. They spend their money on all these scams that are out there, and our goal is doing these seminars is to find a location that doesn't offer any of the scams and only the real solutions. And we customize a solution for each individual person. Myself, I use a combination of laser therapy, scalp treatment, and then to give me that immediate gratification that I'm looking for, something brand new that just came out, and in fact, I'm probably the first one wearing it and using it, is just little tiny, you can't even see them,
No, I can't see anything at all.
all they do is they're strategically placed throughout your head just to give you that little more volume that you need and that you're looking for, and it causes absolutely no damage, and that's what's really important.
Yeah, because sometimes these therapies can cause even more damage, or weaves and all of that kind of thing, right?
Yeah, it's
and that's the hardest thing that we find in our travels, is that these women are going to different places seeking out help, and they're not getting the full amount of information that they deserve to get, and realizing what they might be sacrificing to get that instant gratification. And so finding a place that you trust, that's what Rhonda and I really pride ourselves on doing. Rhonda does so much research to find a place in each city we go to that we trust, and we're promising that you can trust
and
as
we
well.
vet them for them, and it's a great experience. The women, it's nothing like getting a whole group of women together, and so we've had as many as 126 in one room that are all experiencing the same feelings.
And supporting each other.
And supporting each other.
So let's tell everyone how they can, be a part of the seminar. If you're a woman or a woman in your life is suffering from hair loss, they can get solutions by attending the free Women's Hair Loss Seminar. So it's tomorrow night from 6:30 to 8:30 at Images International. The location is 3200 Telegraph Road in Bingham Farms. You can RSVP by calling 248-540-0900 or check out their website, imageshairloss.com. Thank you so much for joining us,
Thanks for having us.
Chuck, back over to you.